So we've set up the heat treat furnace. We're going to take our part in this rough state, wrap it up in some copper wire, some welding wire to give me something to get a hold of. I have a tall canister. It's an old oxygen can that I cut the top off of so I can have the depth to get a good full oil immersion. I have a heating plate to heat the oil up. I want the oil to be above 200 degrees, above the boiling point for when I quench. And then I have these blocks put in the furnace to rest the part on, because the part I can't stand the part up in here the way it is. That keeps it off the floor so I get a good even heating and just about in the middle of the furnace. We're going to start getting this guy plugged in, turned on, and ramping up to 400 degrees. It gets to 400 degrees, I'm going to put the part in, let it ramp up to 1200, 1250. Then I'm going to go ahead and bring it all the way up to 1500 degrees. Let it soak for about 40 minutes. Pull it out, quench it in the hot oil. Let it cool down. Let the oven decrease in temperature to 400 degrees. Put it in for about an hour. Pull it out. Let it air cool the rest of the way down. 404. Close the door. Engage the cycle. The oven has started to warm up. In the previous video, we built this guy. You can see how we did all of that. It's pretty interesting. It was a nice build. It's worked really well. Just haven't done a lot with it yet. The oven has reached 400 degrees. I have wrapped the part gently, just a couple pieces of this welding rod so that when I pull it out, I can dip it straight down vertically into the oil. Right here. Whoop. Once that starts cooking, I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. Let it sit for 30 minutes and warm up a little bit. We'll watch the ramp. It's 308 right now. We'll watch it come up, see how long it takes to get to 500, and we'll use it as a baseline as we carry the heat on up to 1200 for a soak. Alright, that took 2 minutes to get to 500. We're going to let it continue its rise all the way up. I'll bring you back when we make the shift after a 1200 degree soak heading up to 1500. Alright, it's 5 o'clock here, and we have approached and just about reached the soaking temperature. We're going to let it sit here for about an hour, then we're going to bring it up. We've completed the preheat. We're going to start ramping this up. So the reason why I'm trying to do this almost following the ingredients is that this is the exact same material that I cut into small little disc blanks, and when I quenched them, they all cracked. And I'm sure I did something wrong. It just didn't quite work out. These are what I used to prove out the ability of my grinder across a pattern on the table, but they were all just broken. So we're about 15 minutes away from pulling it out of the furnace and getting it into the oil. I'm bringing the oil way up in temperature. I want it to be about 300 degrees, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to take the oil can, put it into this other can. I have a fire suppressor can right here that as soon as I get the part in, this is going to go over the top to reduce any fire. I have 2 fire extinguishers on standby. I'm not expecting to have any problems. This is going to be interesting. Alrighty, it's go time. Here we go. No fires, but all of that oil right there could burst into flames any second now. Okay. Another thing you want to do before you quench your part is make sure that you have enough room in your vessel that contains the oil so that your oil does not overfill if it does catch fire, you've got liquid fire going all over the place. What's really good for this is one of those little easy bake ovens. I can still file it. Let's get it in there and let it temper. Let's see how this ended up. It's been tempering for a little more than an hour now, 400 degrees. The initial scratch test just didn't make me happy. So let's see. Now I can get a bite with the file. Okay, I'm gonna redo this. Let me set this back up. Instead of 1400, I'm going to take this to 1500, and I'll definitely get a metal or a magnet on the part, make darn sure that it does exactly what it's supposed to do. We'll let it run again. So the first run didn't get all that hard. So I put it back in the oven, brought it back up to the previous temperature, and realized that it just was still magnetic at that temperature. So I brought it up to 1600 on the gauge, and oil's ready. Everything else should be good to go. So I've got the oil ready, my extinguisher if I need it. I'm using different pliers this time though. Out here in the desert, when the sun sets, it gets cold, so I got my parka on. Here we go. Oh yeah, definitely a different color this time. And there's that fire. Fire hot. Cool. That's warm in there. All right, round 3. This time I've taken the oven up to 675 degrees. The oil is warm. It's been soaking about 45 minutes. Fire suppressant. Oil's ready. Parts ready. I'm going to set the temperature down. Here we go. Definitely orange color now. It's possible that I'm not leaving it in long enough, or something about my oil, or maybe I don't have enough volume there that it's not able to suck the heat out of it. That is because my probe is right next to my elements and I'm not getting there. I would accept that. That because I'm sensing the temperature off to the side, that it's just not getting it's nowhere close to what it needs to be. Okay, last night's final heat did not go well. It was at 1675 on the set, and it just didn't come back out hard. So this time I've taken it up to 1725 on the temperature controller, and I'm about to pull the part out. It's been soaking for just a little bit over 45 minutes. Got the oil ready. It's pre-warmed, so I don't have any thermal shock happening. Just like before. Here we go. I'm not going to lower the temperature in case I didn't achieve a hardness. Put it back in, take it up another 25 degrees. I'm going to let this come down in temperature, take it out and hit it with a file and see where we're at. The heat from the Kiln feels good though. It's kind of cold this morning. I have considered that I don't have enough oil volume here to dissipate the heat at the right amount of time, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this might have been it. Still not there. Let's get the oven going up some more. Get the bricks reset. Every time I do this, I'm losing just a little bit of metal. Of course, the oil bursts into flames. Let's go 1775. We'll go up another 50 degrees. That's about all I can do. So we'll bring you back round 5. All right, ready to do round 5. This time I took it up to 1775. I don't have the oil preheated. It's still kind of warm from before. I have a water thermal sink to gather any additional heat that might be present. Help get this part a little cooler and quench it better. I'm hoping anyway. Orange hot. Moving it around. I'm not going to put the fire out right away this time. Let it go out on its own. Close that back up. $18.50, and this is going to be it. I can't. I don't understand this at all. It's only orange hot. It looked like it was orange hot to me. All right, time for another pull. This time we brought it up to 1850. Oil's a little warm still. 40 minutes soak, maybe 45 minutes. Uh-oh. One of my coils fell down. Fix that. But I need to fix that coil, so I only do that when it's hot, by the way. We get a different pair of pliers. Oh, that's hot. What you do is you, when the coils are hot like this, you can bend them a little bit to regain some of the shape. I'm going to let that cool down a little bit more. Let's check this part. I'm done messing with this. Until I get better results. I'm going to call this as good as I can get it and temper it. Because I have no idea what's going on. Just whittling away, the material is just disappearing on me. It doesn't make any sense.